Hey folks, so we launched into this episode thinking that we were going to cover chapters 6 through 8 of Man's Ruin, and there was a lot to talk about. These are really dense chapters with really a lot of stuff to talk about and a lot of stuff, dark shit to get into. So this is going to get chopped into a two-parter. So it may be a little bit awkward, but chances are where we dig into chapter 8 is going to be released as its own thing later down the line, with some post-game analysis of all three of these chapters. So, thanks for bearing with us. Fuckboy Book Club is a podcast where we read and discuss misogynist literature, so be prepared for some generally icky content. This episode in particular references racist violence and racism in general, references to alcoholism, references to suicidality and self-harm, and references to real-life instances of incel terrorism. Please take care of yourself, and if you feel comfortable, enjoy the show. Dude, if you got a wide urethra that makes a lot of noise when you take a piss, fucking turn up, dude. Hell yeah.
What? You were just waiting for me to say we're started so you can say that, right?
Just drop something.
How long do you have that saved up?
Since you were in the bathroom and we could hear you pissing.
Now we're all friends.
Yeah.
This is my house. I can do what I fucking want.
Yeah, I guess you
piss
can.
as loud as I want
With
in
your
my
loud
house.
ass dick. Mommy, I got a loud urethra. Is
Girl.
it shaped like a megaphone?
Girl, get you a man with a loud dick.
Bow, 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 bow! This is not really the intro. This is not how we're starting the fucking
We're not
episode.
I liked it.
Oh, okay. Welcome back to Fuckboy Book Club, a deep-sea bathyscaphe expedition into the Marianas Trench of bad boys and the bad shit they write. My name is Aaron.
I'm Devin.
And sitting with us as a guest and as our producer on The Ones and Trues, we got...
The ones and trues.
The Ones and Drews.
Hey, it's me, Drew. I make this show, and I also live in this house.
I like to think we all make this show.
And I have been here all along, even if you didn't know it.
Listening.
That's true.
And
I've
waiting.
been observing and hearing and honing. I've been studying the blade while you were reading Chance Moore.
Will your words cut him like a katana?
Now the barbarians are at the gates and you ask me for help. And I said, sure. Yeah, put me on the show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
here.
dude. So Drew. What is a fuckboy?
What is a fuckboy?
Now you're kind of cheating at this because you have had more high octane
That's
introduction
true.
to Chance.
I've been reading Chance along with you guys, so I'm
So
a
this
little.
better be good.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Don't put pressure on me like that.
There's so much pressure on you,
This
Drew.
this open book test is going to be weighted.
Yeah.
So to me, a fuckboy is the kind of guy who's not really over a very like adolescent way of thinking about women and like girls that are his own age. Thinking. I think it fundamentally comes from a sense that women are like not like him. And I'm talking, I guess, about straight men. I think fuckboys are all straight men in my mind. I don't know. Are there gay fuckboys?
I mean, there's
Milo Yiannopoulos.
Oh my god. And then there's fuck girls too.
No.
Okay. But I think thinking that you have to like do some kind of magic spell, like you have to do some kind of ritual to like get
I cast please fuck me.
It's the lesser pussy pentagram.
because
Roll for damage.
You haven't realized yet that you can just like be regular. Probably be from a dearth of like platonic friends of the opposite sex is what I would think. Because I had that mentality personally, I think, until I was about 19 and just had lots of friends who were women that I wasn't interested in sexually or romantically.
Oh, bro, you got totally
weren't
friend zoned,
interested
dude.
in me that way. And I kind of realized that you can just be like, you can be friends with women the same way you can be friends with men. It feels like a stupid thing to say that I learned, but like I do think that a lot of straight men have to learn that, and fuckboys are people who have not learned that, and so they do these weird like rituals around women, or they have these like they write entire books that are supposedly about understanding women when it's clear that they believe there's some kind of alchemy to it.
That you have to like, because a woman, like, it's a strange fickle creature and you must trick her into fucking you, and it's like, I don't know, my dude, maybe it's just that you're so terrible no woman has ever wanted to fuck you. If you just tried, you know, being yourself, but maybe yourself sucks.
I mean, I didn't step onto the mic just to be criticized like this, okay?
I think what we're coming to is that there's a little bit of fuckboy in us all.
I would agree with that.
It is like a fuckboy, like, you know, like you said, it's like, it is kind of like, we all have adolescent trauma, and I think like a fuckboy is just that adolescent trauma. Like,
so
we're about to get into some adolescent trauma by the end of this episode.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. But it's like adolescent trauma warps through a funhouse mirror, and just like with like just piles upon piles of maladaptive defense mechanisms. That's square with your take on a fuckboy, Drew?
That does. So, where has Chance been last time?
Well, last time
he almost got his parents sued.
Yeah, that's the thing I missed when we were covering chapters 5 and 6, or sorry, chapters 4 and 5, was that when Kesha got alcohol poisoning at his illicit house party at prom and had to be taken to the hospital and get her stomach pumped, her mom threatened to sue Chance's parents, and he was basically grounded for like the last, month and change of high school, because it was during prom.
Which is the least he fucking deserved. Jesus Christ.
Truthfully, I would like to sue Chance's parents for ever fucking in the first place.
Yeah. Sued for emotional distress.
Yeah. If they hadn't fucked, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Yikes. Do you think they actually fucked, or like Chance was like concocted in a lab?
I think Chance is like the product of like a Voldemort kind of origin story where like maybe there was a spell involved and now he's just terrible.
A bad baby had to drink snake blood or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was born.
Hell yeah, dude. That's metal as shit.
Yeah.
So Chance was grounded after the Kesha incident, and his prom date that he was so obsessed with getting ended up getting back with her ex. Spent all of prom texting her ex.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's like, you know, hey, I'm with this guy who sucks, and I just realized, you know, I want to be with you.
You suck less. Let me give you a handy.
Cutting my losses. Hey, her ex was in training to be a paramedic, and Chance is an EDM artist.
Yeah, the fact that Chance disappointed this woman so much actually saved someone's life.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't have to give you too much of an explicit recap, because you've been on board from the beginning, Drew.
You've been in this waking nightmare with us from
That's
the
true.
jump. Yeah.
I've been in the shadows like the Phantom of the Opera of this podcast. I've
watching
always
us
been
suffer.
here.
Yeah. So we're dropping into chapter 6, titled To Infinity and Beyond.
You want to hit us with that poem?
Oh, I'm dropping this poem. Now, another rap. Okay. Sitting in my crib, messing with my girl, drinking from my crunk cup, giving her a twirl, riding in my car, blasting Young Jeezy, drinking from my crunk cup and living life easy. Chance Moore. Bars!
I say this as someone who dated a SoundCloud rapper, and like a bad one at that. That was just like offensively bad.
Yeah, but this was written in 2013. Rap wasn't cool the way it is now, where it's just like, you know, you can say like the same sentence 3 times with just saying ooh at the end of it and then scream Skittles! And that's like your song, and you have like Skittles hair and face tats.
Don't give him any fucking ideas.
Yo, Chance, if you were listening to this.
Get Skittles hair.
But it's like, I just love that it's like, I'm blasting Young Jeezy. Congrats, dude. You have the most basic taste in rap. 1, 2, these are the weakest fucking lines ever. 3, what the fuck is a crunk cup? And has anyone like used the line crunk cup since like Lil Jon got pantsed by Dave Chappelle?
I mean, first of all, it's if he's talking about Lil Jon's like
goblet.
That's a pimp cup is what my understanding of it was. So he doesn't even have that right. Not that I'm splitting hairs on like bejeweled goblets, you know.
Is a crumb cup just like a fucking red Solo cup?
That's what I imagine. It's really just a red cup. Like it's just
or like a white styrofoam cup for lean, but he's like trying to come up with a new name for it to sound like cool. It's like this is like aggressively white.
Everything about this book is aggressively white.
Yeah. God damn. This
whole book is a hate crime. This book gave me smallpox blankets. And then took my house.
This book gentrified my neighborhood.
That book, brick by brick, built the Whole Foods that went in.
So, a month after the Kesha incident, only a month, Chance is only grounded for a month, and his parents decide to give him, like, let him go to Myrtle Beach, which is basically like spring break for Nova kids. It's confirmed that this is in Virginia. So
I knew he was Nova trash.
Yeah, so it's all the kids in Virginia and the Carolinas in high school go down to like Myrtle Beach for their version of spring break in Florida. But it's like for, you know, I don't know, like a week or so. I'm not.
And
from the East
our
Coast.
working theory is that most like Chance, if his parents don't like work in the NatSec industry, like most of his friends' parents do, that's probably where all the money for this partying comes from, and why there's like zero consequences for any of it.
Yeah, this is where our tax dollars are going to pay like CIA contractors to let their kids be just like massive fuck ups.
Yeah.
This book is imperialism.
No, my ex was from that neighborhood, and like half of his classmates were like senators' kids, and like I think it was like the DEA had an office in their high school, and there was like constantly coke busts, but like none of those kids had any consequences.
Yeah.
I fucking hate these people.
Yeah. So, Chance refers again to his friend Yu, who helped him get the hookup for his fake ID. So I'm gonna.
It's not you like this is a choose your own adventure book and you are in the book. This is you spelled Y-U.
Yeah, it's Y-U.
He's from Taiwan.
He's Taiwanese.
So he changes everyone's name, but he's still like. I just want to know if Yu is his real name and this is the only person whose name he didn't change, or if he changed his Taiwanese friend's name but still gave him a Taiwanese name. Like, I just want to know.
Yeah, because he's not always like. He's definitely not always like racially sensitive.
No, as we will see.
As we will see,
Yeah.
he is not always racially sensitive with the aliases. So this is we're finally getting some more insight into Yu at the Myrtle Beach Fest. My friend Yu had rented a hotel room down the street, and the first night we got to Myrtle, I moved all of my stuff over to the hotel. Yu was from Taiwan. He was on the short side, had jet black hair, and prided himself on his ability to pick up women. He had committed a large portion of his life to reading and researching female behavior. What the fuck is he, Jane Goodall?
Bleep blorp, I'm the fucking machine. Calculating female behavior.
And his homework paid off big time. He especially liked to test his game at strip clubs because, in his own words, strippers present the hardest challenge. Yeah, because they can probably tell you're a fucking child.
It's really hard to make strippers believe you're not just a child standing on your homie's shoulders.
In a trench coat.
I feel that way at strip clubs now as an adult.
It's really it sucks when you tell the stripper your name is Adultman and she doesn't believe you.
So Yu is basically like the first kind of junior wannabe pickup artist that Chance meets explicitly. And it's really funny because the story broke earlier this week that China is jailing pickup artists, is like cracking down on pickup artists for like indecent behavior. And honestly, I'm at the point where it's just like, you know what? I think the PRC should re-annex Taiwan.
President Xi, take my energy.
You know what, man? I'm totally down with socialism with Chinese characteristics now. Like the reactionaries of Taiwan need to be suppressed.
Are you just the pickup artists?
Yeah, just the pickup artists.
Those Tiananmen Square protesters should have fucked off.
Yeah. Every Tiananmen Square student was just tipping their fedora and saying "Milady" to the tanks.
Ma protest.
Madang. So Yu gives Chance a dice belt buckle, and he walked around the Myrtle Strip asking girls if they wanted to play with his dice. This actually worked for some reason, probably because everyone was wasted. Some self-awareness.
Also, because we were at Gen Con, it was a D&D convention.
Yeah. So some fucking self-awareness there. Chance realizes, oh, if you go to a place where people are getting fucking wasted and they're all there wanting to fuck, it is not hard to find someone who wants to fuck to the point that you just need to signal that you're available to fuck.
I feel like this is your great insight, Aaron.
Yeah.
That you've realized is that just, I mean, I don't want to like explain it for you, but like, it seems like.
Please don't mansplain.
Oh, don't spread. Don't be spreading.
Spreading and splaining all over the place.
Spread eagle cross the block. Spread eagle cross the block.
Pissing real loud. Jesus. No, I think the thing that he hasn't realized is that humanity on the whole is super horny.
Yeah, we don't like it. It's not good.
We hate ourselves
it's
for
bad.
it.
The exact opposite should be true, but I think the thing that is like core to like the psychosis of the PUA mindset is just this inability to square the idea that yes, it is not hard to fuck.
It's just that people don't want to fuck you.
Yeah. And it's like, it's by and large not a difficult thing to fuck. People like to fuck. It's bad. No one likes this fact about people.
No.
We should like, if there was a button to like erase this aspect of humanity, and so
Our
we could,
horniness.
yeah, and so we could all live in like equilibrium world where we all wear trench coats and do gun kung fu. We would and had no feelings and were never horny. It would be a better world.
Yes.
Tay Diggs would be there, but that's not the world
Except
in which.
that movie does suck. Like Gun Caught is stupid, but yeah. I mean,
Okay, you know what, motherfucker?
I quit.
Underworld though, extremely cool.
Okay,
Oh my god. Underworld made me extremely gay.
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty sapphic, those movies.
First I was like, ooh, do I want her hair? Like, do I want to look like that? No.
I would just want her.
I want to smell her hair while she insults me.
And ruins your credit.
And ruins my credit. I want her to like insult my book collection.
So
It's continuing on. But if I could press that not horny button, that'd be great too.
That would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
I've wanted that since I was probably about 14 or 15 years old.
I just want to be friends with Tay Diggs.
He follows me on Twitter.
You fucker. So, first day at Myrtle, Chance gets so wasted that he wakes up or comes to some kind of consciousness with a Hispanic girl on top of her and an empty pizza box next to him on the beach. And Chance says, "I am sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but who are you?" I said as I pushed her off of me. "Rose." She grabbed my head and pulled it back into her lips. I had no idea where this chick came from, but she latched onto me like a parasite.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Like, if the only thing
Real
that you can
cool,
describe
but
about this
yeah.
girl is that she's Hispanic and she's like a parasite, a lot of stuff going on there.
Some stuff to unpack, Chance.
And then later he says, Rose hung out with us for the first couple days, but ultimately got bored. She found another sucker to latch onto, and I moved on. What the...
Is she like a pilot fish?
Another sucker too. Like, what was she? What?
Like-
like what was she getting out of you? That like
She was getting some, like, lazy drunk tongue.
because she found another sucker, so she found another person to take advantage of. But how did she take advantage of Chance other than just, I guess, making out with him?
Getting that sloppy toppy on the beach.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
I feel like Chance was getting more out of this deal than Rose was. This
Yeah,
does not
like,
feel like an
what-
equitable exchange
like
at
what
all.
is she?
Yeah.
What is she like scamming him out of that makes him a sucker?
Maybe that pizza. Maybe Chance bought the pizza.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Okay, so then Caroline shows up.
There's so much to unpack about Caroline, and I have some like choice pull quotes of just like what the McFuck.
What the McFuck, Devin?
What the That's literally my
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Devin, tell us what the
the
McFuck.
McFuck. So he talks about this girl. She's like the prettiest girl in his school, blah, blah. And he's like, no guy had a shot with her unless he had six-pack abs, a Maserati, and the face of a Greek god. You know, some Greek gods were fucking hideous, like Hephaestus, but like, whatever. Neither here nor there. Then he drops this little gem of shit advice. If you put your mind to something and actually believe it in your heart, there is a 99.9999999% chance it will happen. Which honestly, like if you're a parent telling your kid to like apply for college or you're like chasing a dream, good advice. But this advice is about fucking.
Yeah, he's just talking about busting.
Yeah, like he's not giving good advice being like, hey, you could be an Olympic skier, kid. Believe in yourself. He's like, I just really want this girl to touch my ding dong.
Also, I just love like how this portrays how much like attention he was paying in fucking high school math, because he just put a string of 9s until he was like, yeah, that's enough, instead of just like, you know, the 9 with the bar on it to make it like say that it's like 9 recurring.
Yeah, wow, Chance, fucking go back to math class.
Shut the fuck up, Drew. But
Or
no,
he could have done like 99.9%. That would just be just as good.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
a tenth of
That's a lot
You only have
chance.
you only have a 0.1% chance of failing to bust. But at this point, it's just like, how many 9s should I put? 3, 4, 7. 7's good. That's enough 9s.
Almost 100% chance you will bust.
Yeah. Jeez.
Guaranteed.
Also, during this course, he started like doing shots of Everclear.
Ooh, Everclear. Yeah, my old friend. My old
Oh,
nemesis.
God.
Yeah.
The only time I like almost ever shit my pants is at a party was Everclear.
Um,
But I didn't, because I'm not the gun girl. I didn't shit my pants at a party.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
The first time I ever did a shot, it was Everclear.
How are you still alive?
It was my 21st birthday. I actually didn't drink until my 21st birthday.
Aw.
I
Way
know,
to go,
right?
champ.
I know, right?
You did
Thanks.
it legally.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I hate law now. Fuck cops. Like if I was 21 now, or if I was under 21 now, I would drink just because I hate cops and laws.
Just
I would
drinking
drink
and
the
throwing bricks at cops.
I would just drink the blood of a cop
But
to gain their cowardice.
Alcohol percentage is that cop?
But at that
Just
age,
enough to
I
commit domestic abuse.
I guess I was a good kid or something. And on my 21st birthday, my friends were like, "Here, take a shot of this," and it
Have
was
an alcohol.
It was Everclear.
I've only
And,
ever had Everclear and like jungle juice.
So they gave me the shot glass, and then they were like, "Oh, and you're gonna want this," and they gave me a cup of Tampico like orange juice, and I was like,
Everclear and Tampico.
okay. So I only knew about shots from like watching people on TV like do them. So I took the shot like a champ. I was like, glug right down the hatch, didn't hesitate. And then I was like, ugh, and I needed the Tampico. I drank the entire glass of Tampico in one gulp. I was like, ugh, like it hurt so much.
It's like the first time I tried an ice luge shot.
Yeah.
And then I was really fucked up.
Yeah, that's how that works.
The first time I ever did Everclear was at an after party because I was working this Halloween event, and there was an after party for everyone that worked that event. As soon as I walk in through the door, the host shows up with this like glass tray of gummy worms, and he says, "Hey, Aaron, have a gummy worm." And I just, pop it down the hatch and just make this horrified face, and I say, "What did you soak these in?" And he just smiles and says, "Everclear." And I was just like, that tasted awful. And then like after a few steps, suddenly I feel like I can do anything.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And then I spent the rest of that night doing anything.
The first time I ever tried Everclear was at a party it was a UCLA party in Westwood. And I was there with like my friends and my ex from college. And I'm just like drinking jungle juice. My friend's like, "Be careful." And like, I thought jungle juice was vodka. And I was like, I know how many drinks I can have. I was wrong. I get up to pee and the whole world goes sideways. And my friend Ruben, who's like this enormous 6'3" gay man, just flips me over his shoulder like an inebriated doll. And he's like, "We're going home."
Ruben single?
I think he is. He's great. He also headbutted my abuser one time at a party.
Yo, queen.
I know. He's a good egg.
So the first time that Chance did Everclear, it didn't quite go as well.
He
for
didn't
him.
have a
Well,
Reuben.
he woke up with a Hispanic woman on top of him. Right?
Oh,
Is that
horrible.
it?
I hate when that happens.
And then what happened to him?
He was very racist about it.
He was he turned into a huge racist.
Did a
which
casual racism.
which I guess for him is not so bad.
I mean, he's from Nova.
It gets worse.
I mean, he does that when he's sober, so
It's, yeah.
when a kid from Nova gets really racist, they go into their dad's room and say, "Dad, this kid from blah, blah, blah pissed me off. Can you at work tomorrow order an extra drone strike there?"
Please stop talking about my ex. You know him personally.
You know what? I will talk about him.
God, he's terrible.
I will fucking kill you.
Fight me.
Square up, bitch.
draw ye blade, coward.
So, in between all these Everclear escapades, Chance goes to a party with Caroline, and we got some like live fire demonstration of Chance's actual game at play. And
That's what we want to call it.
Yeah. Drew, you want to take this?
Do the honors, please.
Okay. Quote, "The way you dress is impressive, but if you are going to rock that top, you should have really gotten some pumps. I know nothing about fashion, but this was working. And your eyes are way too gorgeous to be hiding behind those bangs. Why don't you try a ponytail? I was in. Within 5 minutes, we were going at it in the kitchen. I simply told her the truth."
You just said that you did not know what you were fucking talking about. So what do you mean you were just telling the truth? You just admitted you did not know what you were talking about.
This is some weak ass negging.
Yeah, first of all.
Yeah, he goes up to her and he's just like, honey, that top with those shoes. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
This is also a recurring thing for Chance where he says, within X number of minutes, we were fucking. Like, you'll see this. This is the first occurrence of this, I think.
Did you check your watch?
But
he starts a stopwatch countdown. He's like,
I mean, this isn't even like the most egregious example. I believe it's yet to come. But like, he constantly like describes things with this exact diction. He'll be like, yeah, within 5 minutes we were going at it. Like he just kind of skips through whatever happened between when he said this ridiculous stupid line and when they were doing whatever they were doing. Because I think he's still a virgin at this point, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't actually. I mean, he's had oral sex. I guess
but he's a virgin in his soul.
He's one of those people who thinks that only PIV sex makes you not a virgin anymore. I don't know. Polling the room, are we of that opinion? I don't know.
I think when I was younger, I was of that opinion, but now it's kind of whatever sex means to you. And to me, that's just like a moment of like extreme intimacy.
Chance is a virgin today, right at this moment.
Yes.
At time of recording, Chance Moore is still a virgin in his heart.
In his heart of hearts.
He's an ontological virgin.
There's an enormous hymen over his soul. An impenetrable hymen.
If he ever has to get open heart surgery, they'll like cleave him open and the doctors will be like, what the fuck is this sack around his heart?
Then he wakes up, he's like, what are we?
The doctor's like, normally this breaks from horse riding or something, but
for me it was a bike, but yeah.
Could it be that it is because his heart had two hymens too thick atop it? They're fucking without me. They're fucking without Chance. They're fucking without roast beast, who cash and who pants. So while Chance is bumping and grinding with Caroline or wherever the fuck they're doing, the cops show up, and he was in the kitchen with Carolyn, and he pours the officers a shot. They take a step back, stare him down, and then throw the shot back.
See, this is
then told Carolyn to get at least half the kids out of the house and leave.
Here's the thing where I can't tell if this is completely made up or if this is coming from a place of being like a rich white boy from Northern Virginia that I will never know.
I can imagine some just like shitty Myrtle Beach cops being like, these kids are the right color, fine, whatever.
Yeah, they're like, look, we don't want to get another call from Henry Kissinger.
You leave my son out of this or I will do to you like I do to Cambodia.
Yeah, that exactly.
And what Chance takes out of this is, like anything, if you hold yourself right and have a positive mental attitude, people will treat you with respect.
And are white.
And so Carolyn's scared and says, I need to get out of her, and grabs his hand and takes him for a drive around the block.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Chance drives around, and she unzips his pants and starts giving him roadhead.
Totally happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that I was receiving roadhead from one of the girls I had idolized. We eventually wound up 20 miles south at a dead-end road after she swallowed my unborn millions.
No!
I just turned the car around and headed back to her house.
I rebuke this in the name of Jesus.
Yeah. Spiriti Sancti Spiritu Sanctum, amen.
Yo, this girl, she was the Hitler of my sperm.
Oh.
Drew, get out. I know you live here, but get out. First of all, why does this read like the internal monologue of like a nerdy anime character talking to himself? I can't believe she's giving me roadhead.
Good
Like he's
Lord.
got toast hanging out of his mouth and he's late for school.
I cannot believe that this would happen with a girl I have idolized since first year in the prefecture. And then as they pull back up, Carolyn says, "This never happened. You got it? Got it." She kissed me on the cheek and headed back into the dying party.
I mean, that part's at least believable.
Yeah, like that feels like he added that so like people will be like, yeah, if you ask her about it and she says it never happened, she's like totally lying, dude.
It's because she's like totally ashamed of having had sex with me, but like she definitely did. Like, buddy, that's not something that you tell a bunch of people about.
Yeah. Good God. And so the advice from chapter 6 goes like this. It's lengthy. It's girthy. Over the course of 1 year, I punched a bully, took shots with cops, lost weight, and truly became who I was meant to be.
Terrible person.
Who has he become so far? Because I'm just hearing like he's maybe skinnier, a bit older, and is just kind of like fucking around. Everything changed when I changed my mindset. If you feel like the world is crumbling down, shift your attitude. Be grateful that you are alive and things will start to work out in your favor. When those moments come and you have the option to back away or take a leap of faith, just go for it. Caroline saw my confidence. I was on top of the world, all because I felt good about myself. Life can be amazing if you let it. Okay, you got head from a girl who says it never happened. I don't get what's so like stupendous about this shit.
Yeah, if you have grown so much and you're such an amazing person, like why is this girl like this never happened?
Yeah.
Why is she ashamed of
Swallowing your millions?
Oh my God.
Is that like what they call it in Australia? Like how they call sprinkles hundreds and thousands?
Australia. Is this true?
What? Never heard that.
In Australia, they call sprinkles hundreds and thousands.
Okay, but they're called jimmies though.
Wait,
What?
is all Australian just made up?
Yeah, Australia is a made-up place.
Fucking
Spring. The
sex pervert Colonel Boat.
Those little chocolatey things that you put on top of ice cream are called jimmies.
No, the rainbow ones.
No, those are rainbow jimmies.
Okay, but the
Wait, in Australia, or do you call them that?
No, that's what I call them.
Where are you from?
Boston. I know. I know.
Still go.
Look, I made the mistake of being born in Boston, and I've been paying for it ever since. Okay.
Is that a thing in Boston?
Yes.
I don't trust you.
whatever it is, they're called hundreds and thousands in Australia.
Also, your guys' freeways are weird.
Also, I went to Boston and there was super mutants and Drew's face. Chance continues. The law of attraction works. People who know how to truly use it not only shift their outlook to a positive one, they shift their entire universe to one where things work out.
The fuck dimension.
Every nanosecond, a new parallel universe is being created. Every action you can possibly make has already been made. You just have to learn to shift to a universe where the actions are positive ones that align with what you truly want.
Britt Marling, please be on our show.
This,
This is Sliders.
This is the OA. Chance confirmed that he is a fucking
Fuck off.
traveler.
This is Sliders. This is the
Quantum Leap.
1990s series Sliders with John Rhys Davies.
I guess it's got to be Sliders because you just have to think positive instead of do the 5 movements and then kill yourself.
If only that's how this book ended. I did it. I jumped.
This concept may come as a shock to religious fanatics or atheists. Singular.
Just the one.
Just Richard Dawkins.
Yeah.
I could have been in the fuck dimension and gotten my honey back from TSA.
Honestly, a lot of atheists probably would just be better off in the fuck dimension.
No, they wouldn't.
Just leave them there.
No.
We would be better off if that's where they were.
Yes,
though.
but imagine what they would do to the happy bonobo citizens of the fuck dimension. They would. Like this is why Thanos needed to kill half the universe, because in his dimension, the internet atheist came to the fuckiverse and destroyed his planet, and now he needs to snap his fingers and yeet all the hornies from the universe.
Do you think that Thanos snapped because he read this book?
I hope so. I would.
And he's like, I'm fucking done.
Like
I'm gonna yeet this whole bitch.
The only good reason for Thanos to do what he did is to read this book, because his fucking the resource depletion thing was fucking stupid, and it's just Malthusian bullshit. It's just called eco-socialism. Look it up. Google Murray Bookchin.
No, he killed his whole ass daughter. He got what he needed because this book fucking sucked. And he was like, I might kill half the population, and one of them might be chance, and that is a chance I'm willing to take.
Yeah, like this book is the only good reason to yeet half the universe.
I hope that the aliens find this book and just fucking blow us the fuck up.
Yeah.
They're like, these people don't deserve a second chance. We could fix everything. Fuck them.
The ebook is just beaming into the War of the Worlds planet.
Yeah, tripods fire at will.
Yeah.
Tripods take my energy, take my blood, use it to fertilize your weeds.
Tripod senpai, notice me.
This may come as a shock to religious fanatics or atheists, but when you look at the science of quantum mechanics, it is the only true possibility.
Wait, did he just try and use science to explain his roadside sloppy toppy?
Look, quantum physics proves that somewhere out there I am fucking, okay? So therefore I'm not a virgin.
Chance just watched What the Bleep Do We Know, and Deepak Chopra was like, quantum physics proves that Chance will fuck.
I just love that he brought fucking quantum mechanics into this discussion about how he got slob on his knob. Like, it's just, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, hang on. He's also going to bring it.
I just slid into the dimension where I was getting blown in my car. That's what I did.
And like, but there's so many other dimensions.
Yeah.
But this is the one that we slided to.
But no, he doesn't just bring in science. He brings in theology. I am not denying the existence of God. Quite the contrary. I am merely saying that we are all connected to something, and we can shift our perspective to a universe where our wildest dreams can and already have come true. This is not as hard as you may think it is. Fucking what are you talking about?
Do you know that line from Spy Kids where he's like, do you think God stays in heaven because he lives in fear of what he's created?
What?
And this proves that.
Is that from Spy
Which
Kids?
kind of Spy Kids did you watch?
It's the Tumblr, the running meme where it's like, can't believe this was in Spy Kids. But this proves that.
Yeah.
Yeah. God lives in fear of chance.
If you see a girl or a boy and you are afraid to talk to them, right before you approach, imagine your life with them. Picture what you want to do with them and what kind of relationship you would like to have. Imagine walking on the beach with them holding hands, meeting their parents, dressing up in couples' Halloween costumes, and having Christmas or Hanukkah together. What about Eid al-Fitr, you motherfucker?
What about Kwanzaa?
Does anybody really celebrate Kwanzaa?
My friend does, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't think she wants to celebrate it with Chance, but yeah.
Yeah, I would not celebrate this with Chance.
This is psychotic advice, right?
Yeah.
Like this is.
Oh no, it gets to the end. I actually underlined it and wrote LMAO what next to it.
Please continue, Aaron.
If you can't imagine these things, then that person is not worth even approaching. Unless, of course, you are just looking for a one-night stand or a short fling. If that is the case, then imagine how it feels to be inside of them. Where will you do it? How passionate will it be? What kind of music will be playing in the background? The more detailed, the better. So
imagine being inside them.
So before you approach somebody you're afraid to talk to, imagine what their back walls feel like, and then it'll be fine. You'll act perfectly normally.
This is this is psychotic advice,
No,
right?
this
Like
is
this is
insane
completely
advice.
this is to ensure that you'll just come off like a neurotic freak, right?
This is like
Didn't
sex offender advice.
You were telling me that this is just this is just like the Diet Coke version of what Ted Bundy said.
So okay.
Oh my God,
So,
yeah.
So when I was a teenager, I briefly like flirted with PUA type of stuff. I read some blogs and stuff, and
You like negged it for a second.
yeah. I was like, oh, hey, pickup artistry, those shoes with that hair or whatever.
Try
Honey,
a ponytail.
Sometimes I just like to go up to a girl that I'm into and just be like, honey, really, that outfit? Yo,
When
I'm Paris is burning that bitch.
I remember when I stopped, like when I realized this is bullshit, is I found some pickup artist blog, and I wish I remember which one it was now, where the guy started out by explaining, like, Ted Bundy said that when yeah, it gets worse. Ted Bundy
The
said
great pickup artist Ted Bundy.
I mean, he did pick up a lot.
Ted Bundy said that whenever he was, stalking a victim, he would imagine what it would be like to murder her, what he would do, how he would kill her, and what he'd do with her corpse.
He has much to teach us in the pickup
then he's
artist
like,
community.
This is how you should be about fucking. You should imagine
Be the Ted Bundy of
you
fucking.
whenever you approach anyone, you should imagine just boning them. And I remember reading this at age like maybe 17 and being like, that doesn't sound like good advice.
You know what,
like,
though?
even at my fucked up age 17,
WTB.
like, I was the stupidest fucking teenager. Like, I was such a dumbass. But even then, I was like, this sounds really bad.
You know what, though? This does explain the incel to mass shooter pipeline.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if we can get dark as shit for a second, it's
Yeah.
basically the same fucking psychosis. It's just a matter of what kind of, like, bodily violation you want to commit. Either it's with a knife or a gun, or you're just, like, mediocre pipe. How do you want to just totally disrespect another person's bodily autonomy?
Because that's what it is. It's not that a girl owes you sex or owes you affection. It's definitely more the idea that you are allowed to take something from a person.
You are allowed to obliterate their self.
Yes.
Well, it's because, I mean, a lot of this is self-loathing. It's like Chance has this really low, vision of himself. And if he can drag someone down and demean them with his body, with sexuality,
Mediocre dick.
that makes them even worse than him, and then that elevates him by
And God forbid they actually
by
like him,
comparison.
then they must be fucking trash.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, any girl that actually likes him, he calls them a parasite, a clinger. Like, there are all these, like, he dehumanizes any girl that's genuinely into him unless he has proven that they have a valid interest in him because he's insulted their pumps. It's like, what the? It's completely like it's
He
just
doesn't want her unless he feels like he's been able to trick her in some way and he's bested her.
Yeah, it's just this Mobius strip of just contradictory, like, fucking, like, snake eating its own tails, like, self-consuming insecurity.
Yeah.
And here's the last line of chapter 6. This is just his closing line. Once you have mentally had sex with them, approaching feels natural. How? How can it feel natural?
No, it would feel completely fucking weird because you've psyched up what this experience is going to be like in your head, and the reality will never ever live up to it.
Yeah.
Also, I would just feel dirty. If I did not know someone and I was like, first I'm going to imagine, like, fucking them. That's weird. That's
that
fucking
too.
weird. But also, like, maybe I'm not a crazy psychotic person that writes an entire book about the people they've allegedly fucked. So I don't know.
The fucked up thing is, so part of this is kind of, so Chance is in acting school, or he's about to go into acting school at this point. So a lot of this is kind of similar to like Meisner technique, emotional preparation for going into a scene, where basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like spend some time developing these intense daydreams that you're not supposed to guide or direct, but you're supposed to go with these intense daydreams until you feel yourself emotionally changed by them. And then once you can trust, like, oh yeah, once I fantasize this, it's based on things from my real life that make me feel this way. It puts me in a hypothetical scenario that will make me feel this way. I can bank that. So if I need to enter a scene really sad, I can use this bank daydream that makes me sad, or makes me mad, or makes me heartbroken, or makes me really giddy, or whatever.
Horny.
Or horny, yeah. If you have to play like horny in a scene, like, all right, you go into basically, like a horny daydream of like, what if this happened?
Me in a Target.
Yeah. What if I was in a Target?
Ooh, daddy.
And the idea of Meisner's technique is that you're supposed to be extremely emotionally genuine because you're just like drumming up your actual emotions and psyching yourself into.
This is the opposite of that.
This is the opposite of that. He's doing these things so he can be like aggressively false with somebody, so he can like talk out of his ass about their fucking like how they should wear a ponytail to get them to fuck him.
No, it's
Which is also why it doesn't work, because you've psyched yourself up. You put yourself in this place where you're already doing the thing you want to do with this person, and now you can't like go back to square one. Obviously.
So chapter 7. These are the chapters where Chance finally has PIV sex. By his definition, he loses his virginity.
Not his heart and soul virginity.
No, he's still a virgin by our standards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has his ideological virginity taken. This chapter is 2 pages long. So Chance is the kind of guy who like was very like about, oh, I gotta stop being a virgin as soon as I'm not a virgin. Just like the same way he was like, I gotta get a prom date. I gotta get a prom date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised and underwhelmed by this chapter because it's so short. It's so lacking in description because for reading the book up to this point, I was so sure Chance is the kind of person who blows up the importance of this experience in his life. And when he actually gets to it, it will be some kind of explosion of feeling and understanding. And then it's, I mean, as we'll see, it's just not.
It's just nothing.
And we've already had like 2 like uncomfortably detailed depictions of oral sex. So you think that the P&V would be like a real big deal.
Yeah. So chapter 7. Back that thing up.
Did that hurt to say?
A little bit.
Even the description doesn't really like give you a sense of what's about to happen. Like this is just, it's
This is
just
a
another
poem?
fucking stupid ass book chapter title in this fucking book.
So the poem is just 2 lines with no meter and no rhyme, and just this is just nothing.
We've all read Rupi Kaur. Continue.
All it takes is one night. Line break. All we need is condoms, a bottle of wine, and some smooth jazz. Chance doesn't fucking listen to smooth jazz.
No, of course not.
Nope. He put on party and bullshit on
Also,
a loop.
he's the kind of guy who hates condoms, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't talk about condoms ever in this book, at least as far as I've read.
Chance could double wrap it. It is still unsafe sex with this man.
And I guarantee he's the kind of guy who's like, oh, I don't have condoms. Are you sure? Do we need
I could
them?
pull out. I promise. Like, I promise I will pull out. I'm like really good at it.
Yeah. And just, oh God. So after Beach Week, Chance goes back home. His buddy Yu's mom sells their house to move out to the boonies, and so they start throwing house parties in their empty house that Yu's mom is trying to sell.
Good for the value of the house too.
Yeah.
So Chance and his buddy Jamie, who's a giant boy,
A large son.
his large adult doppelganger, because he says nearly 7 feet tall and looks like a blown up version of myself.
It was
The
just
Stay
me.
Puft
It was
Martian.
just me and a zoomed in me.
It was me and larger me. Jamie walked around with Chance saying, "Don't talk to me or my son ever again."
Jamie was just if you left Chance in the water for too long, one of those like grow a boyfriends.
Jamie was just Chance with a fucked up aspect ratio. So they knew each other from drama and being on wrestling team.
Wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling team. And so they went for a snack run during a house party, and some cops pulled him over. And they did really another extremely cool experience between white boys and cops. Drew, take it the fuck away.
Okay. So, license and registration. The cop asked Jamie after he tapped on the window with his flashlight. A flash of terror ran through my body.
Lightning crashes. Sorry.
Sure thing, officer. Jamie replied with surprising confidence. You boys been drinking tonight? No, sir. Step out the car, son. As soon as the nearly 7 foot tall, 260 pounds Jamie
Enlarge and zooms Jamie.
Zoom, enhance.
stepped out of the car, the entire dynamic of this interaction changed.
Oh, Chance has been studying real social dynamics.
First of all, this isn't because he was 7 feet tall. It was because he stepped out of the car and the cop realized he was white.
It's because he stepped out of the car and the cop realized who his dad was.
Yep.
Jamie, are you having trouble out there?
So
Sorry about my very
What-
Russian Kissinger.
what were you boys doing tonight? The 5'4" cop said shakily as he looked up at Jamie towering over him. He height-cucked this cop.
You know what? Good on Jamie.
I didn't realize you were such a large son.
I'm just imagining this cop being like the short cop in like some like Looney Tunes pairing where there's like the one big dumb fat cop and the little tiny short mean cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Step out of the car. You boys been drinking tonight?
We were just playing Halo, and we're on our way for a snack run. He
We were
flashed
playing
a
big
charismatic
Halo.
smile.
Halo combat enlarged.
Officer, I can only use the Xbox controllers because that's the only ones big enough for my hands.
My mom says that I got a pituitary tumor. My shoes are made custom.
I'll only live to 34.
All right, well, careful out here. There's a lot of reports of house parties going on. There's going to be a lot of drunk drivers, so get back home quickly. I wouldn't want you to get in trouble. The officer was obviously intimidated.
The officer has a fucking gun.
And as we all know, they are never afraid to use them.
Look, that boy was being tall at me. I had to put approximately 36 rounds in him to take him down.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Look,
So
he was 7 feet tall, okay? He was not a normal boy.
He was trying to bulk himself up to run at me like a linebacker.
he was a large son. So he goes into this thing about this girl that he meets at Yu's place, and dear listener, it's very racist.
It's really racist.
It's just like, I just feel like we should just take a second to stress how racist this is.
Up till this point, Chance has been like casually racist
But this is
towards
just
lots
like
of people.
This is just like dumbass, like just staggering into the door and landing like face down in a bunch of pillowcases. And when he raises his head, it's just a perfect Klan hood on top.
That's okay.
This
So
is Joe Biden racism. Like, this is
retire, bitch. So he meets this girl.
The girl who will take his virginity.
Okay.
spoiler alert. Yeah.
So he describes her as being tall. He goes, I was
Oh, yeah.
attracted to her power and physical dominance. We called her National Geographic because she had burnt orange skin, dark raven hair, and the largest breasts any of us had ever seen.
What the fuck? Is this like a girl that was drawn by Robert Crumb?
This is he uses fucking George R.R. Martin descriptions to talk about.
It's like
To
he
get
doesn't-
around just admitting, yes, this girl was a person of color.
Like he could have said
she
that,
had
but instead
the
he just
she had the dusky bronze skin of one of the summer isles.
no, but it's like
Yo, I made it with a red guard chick. Did you know that once a day she can use her ancestors' wrath special ability?
so he continues on.
She had the almond eyes of one born in Essos.
So he continues on in prose that would honestly give Shakespeare a stiffy. Her breasts were like the sun, my eyes were like an orbiting planet, and as much as I tried to break away, the gravitational pull was too great.
I kept staring at her tits.
Yeah.
I just could not stop.
I just stared at her tits and rotated like a fucking vaporwave album cover art. Just imagine this wide-eyed, chubby EDM boy, just like fucking like eye fucking your cleavage, and just fucking Macintosh Plus plays as he just slowly orbits you. Boo, boo, boo,
It's my hell.
boo, boo, boo,
So-
boo, boo.
They fuck, and it's
Hey,
literally
Zero
like
Books
the
readers.
Shut the fuck up, Drew.
they fuck, and it's like the most boring thing, but then it turns into basically the plot of Night Moves. They just,
I remember. Sorry.
but they just like they spend the summer fucking. Apparently, he goes, over the course of the summer we grew close, but only physically. She was a party girl and I was a party guy. I love that Avril Lavigne song.
Yo, DJ, run that shit back. What does she say to him to get him to fuck her?
Fuck me, she said as she pushed me onto the carpet in one of the empty rooms. I want you to fuck me so hard I can't walk right tomorrow.
He got that shit from Bad Santa.
Yeah.
That shit is from Bad Santa.
I have never in my life said that to anyone I wanted to be physically intimate with.
But that is like verbatim from Bad Santa. Just like she was a stage 5 clinger is verbatim from Wedding
Oh, yeah.
Crashers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but he continued. I want to get through this because it's awful, and I'm afraid that if I don't, I will vomit all over this mic and all over this room. So he goes, I didn't love her, but she was the woman who made me a man. It wasn't that she wasn't the ideal type.
Yeah, she was R. Crumb's ideal type.
When you have a physical relationship... Okay, this is when he turns into like...
Tyrion Lannister's ideal type.
No, this is where he goes into... You know Twitter where it's like, girls, you're not supposed to get your periods. That's from eating corn. Like that kind of dumb shit. Instagram. I don't know if I can call it what it's called, but he goes like full Hotep Twitter.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Like where it's like, sisters, you can't have a period. It's from your eating corn. Anyway, he says, when you have a physical relationship with someone, you lose a part of yourself and gain a piece of them. Literally, if he just put this over like a visual of a pyramid and put sisters in the front, this would be like primo Hotep Twitter content.
It does feel that way.
Yeah. And it'd be like, your vagina's shaped like an ankh. And you're like, no, it's definitely not. But okay.
Well, not yours, you white witch.
Yeah, no, I know.
Dr. Yakub designed the white devil she pussy to not be shaped like the blessed Ankh. To signal that it was a dark magic.
Stay away.
Dr. Yakub, that guy's so cool. He was an early geneticist and was my friend.
So he goes on to say that he's basically going to like shed himself a la Zoidberg. He's like, I was ready to completely leave behind.
Cheers for Zoidberg.
Your book is bad and you should feel bad.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
So he's like, I was ready to completely leave behind the old me for good. Even though things changed towards the end of high school, there was still a lingering feeling that if I didn't make the right first impression, things would revert back to the way they were.
What the fuck? You have not changed. What is this old you? You're not back on your bullshit. You're not back to the old me. You are still the you.
The terrible you.
You are the
Go to
true
therapy.
you.
I could completely reinvent myself at Columbia College, Chicago, and that is what I did.
No, you didn't. Shut the fuck up, Gatsby. I don't believe in your green light.
Oh my god.
Chapter 8. What's the title?
That's it. That's the end of the fucking chapter. Where he loses
we should
his
say it. That's
virginity.
the end. That's it.
Like, it's so underwhelming to me. The first time I read through this, actually, Aaron had to point out to me just how racist it is because it was so just a nothing burger. Like, he's like, she said fuck me and then we did. What? That's it?
And my big friend intimidated a manlit cop.
Oh my god.
Like, because, like as we said, I really thought that Chance would, like, hype this moment up in his mind, and then even after it's over, he would have some kind of psychosis, like, revolving around, like, yeah, the first girl that took my manhood, or whatever the fuck. I don't know how dumbasses talk about the first time they've had sex.
Maybe Chance is deeper than we thought, and the fact that, that he's not overselling, losing his PIV virginity is, kind of proof that he's not the stereotypical fuckboy that we think he is, and he's got more going on.
Well, keep reading, Aaron.
It gets worse.
All right, Chapter 7 was fucking nothing. Drew, hit us with that Chapter 8 title and that Chapter 8 poem.
Chapter 8. The seaweed is always greener.
What the fuck?
You will see. You will see why it's called that. The poem. They call me Big Mac because I fill you up.
Okay, Big Macs are tiny now. Just saying.
Ever clear and crystal in my crunk cup.
I'm sorry, crystal what?
Is that supposed to be
presumably
Crystal?
someone named Crystal, because or it could be Crystal.
Also, Return of the Crunk Cup.
And Return of Everclear. I roll with the West and party with the East.
Nope.
No, the West does not want
The delegation of the West does not accept this.
No,
The
thanks.
West does not answer the call.
Crunk Cup calls for aid.
And the West will not answer. I
roll with the West and party with the East. I take all their honeys, because they know I'm a beast. Chance won't.
Why did you come in here? Get out!